Once upon a time, hidden beyond the misty mountains, lay the kingdom of verbum. In this kingdom, words were not just sounds that vanished into the air. They were physical things. When someone spoke kindness, beautiful things fell from their lips: rose petals, golden coins, or soft, glowing feathers. But when someone spoke in anger or hate, their words became jagged rocks, black sludge, or stinging wasps. You could always tell a good person by the garden of flowers that trailed behind them. And you could tell a cruel person by the pile of dirt and stones at their feet. In this village lived a young boy named Toby. Toby was very quiet. He was born with a stutter, and because he was afraid of making mistakes, he chose not to speak at all. He carried a broom everywhere he went, silently cleaning up the mess of sharp rocks and broken glass that the other children left behind when they argued. The worst of them all was a boy named Draven. Draven was big, loud, and angry. He loved the power of his words. When he shouted "stupid," a heavy brick would fall from his mouth and hit the other kids. When he yelled "loser," sticky black tar would splash onto his victims. Draven had built a fortress around himself, made entirely of the heavy, jagged stones of his own insults. He thought he was a king, but really, he was a prisoner in a cage of his own hate. One scorching hot afternoon, a drought struck the kingdom. The river dried up, the flowers withered, and the people grew thirsty and irritable. Arguments broke out everywhere. The streets filled with thorny vines and sharp glass as neighbors yelled at neighbors. Draven, feeling the tension, decided to target silent Toby. He marched up to Toby, who was sweeping dust, and loomed over him. "You are useless!" Draven shouted. Crash! A jagged rock fell, hitting Toby's foot. "Why don't you speak? Are you broken?" Draven yelled louder. Splat, black tar covered Toby's shirt. The crowd watched, waiting to see what weapon Toby would spit back. They expected him to scream a knife or a stone. Toby looked at the angry crowd. He looked at Draven, whose face was red and whose feet were buried in sharp rocks. Toby realized that fighting back with rocks would only bury the village forever. He took a deep breath. He didn't scream. He didn't argue. He looked Draven in the eyes, opened his mouth, and struggled to get one word out. He whispered, "Hope." It wasn't a rock. It was a tiny, glowing drop of cool water. It floated in the air, shimmering. Draven laughed. "Hope? That's it?" He opened his mouth to yell a curse, but before he could, Toby spoke again. "Peace." Another drop of water. "Friend." A third drop. Toby kept speaking, his stutter disappearing as he focused on the love in his heart. With every gentle word, cool water poured from his lips. It turned into a stream, then a river. The water didn't hurt anyone. It washed over the village. It dissolved the black tar on Toby's shirt. It melted the sharp rocks around Draven's feet. The thorny vines turned into soft green grass as the water touched them. Draven stood there wet and confused. His fortress of rocks had washed away, leaving him standing alone, without his weapons. He looked at his hands, which were clean for the first time in years. He looked at Toby, who was smiling. For the first time, Draven didn't want to throw a rock. He felt the coolness of the water and realized how heavy the stones had been. Draven looked down and whispered, "Sorry." From his lips fell not a rock, but a single white lily. It floated on the water toward Toby. The village learned that day that while sharp words can break bones, gentle words can heal the world. Moral of the story: your words are seeds. If you plant rocks, you will live in a prison of stone. If you plant flowers, you will live in a garden. Choose what you say carefully, because you have to live in the world your words create. Thank you for watching. If your words were objects, what would your room look like? Would it be full of flowers or rocks? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more magical stories.